Good morning. Welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media for HAR, and I am joined today by Mr. HAR.com, Taqi Rizvi. Welcome back to our program, Taqi.
Thank you, Christina, for having me.
Thank you so much for joining. I know we've had you on this program multiple times, and as I just referred to you as Mr. HAR.com, so obviously you have a lot to share with our members. But for our members who don't know who you are quite yet, I know we have a lot of new members, and maybe some are watching this program for the very first time. Could you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
I'm part of a team at HAR, which is responsible technology vision of HAR. And that includes like what type of product and services we wanted to do, how do we do the digital transformation of the organization, and then support internal and external uh, technology needs HAR have.
Very good. You know, Tiki, it seems like you're always on the cutting edge of the latest and greatest technology to offer our members. Where do you get the ideas that you get for different tools for our members?
So ideas, Christina, comes from everywhere, right? So you just have to listen and see how what your members are saying, what you are looking at from and reading about industry changes. And we are very fortunate to have a group of agents who are part of the team, which is Technology Advisory Group, which is led by Jennifer Vickers, who's the Realtor of the Year, have really allow us to we look at these ideas, bring it to them. It's a member input which actually decide how the application should be serving our members. That's when it comes to the member products. Then we are also looking at top portals which are in the industry and look at where the technology is heading within the industry or in just outside the industry as well. We take those and bring this back to our members in the most effective and efficient way.
Yeah, that's very good. And I think the key thing you mentioned there is really listening to what the members want. And one of the things our members wanted was a showing service, and you delivered on that. So we appreciate that. But the last time you came on this program, we discussed a little bit about ShowingSmart. It was being released into beta, and now we're beyond that. So let's just talk a little bit about ShowingSmart. What has the reception been like since launching ShowingSmart?
So when we started the idea that we wanted to do, as you know, we have a solution for the brokers for appointments
Mm-hmm.
for the last 10 years. We've been doing that. But but we didn't have a solution for the agents. So when this idea started, that really excited our members. You know, they felt like that. Look, the current providers which are out there, they are good, but really, is there a thing of improvements and all of that? And we actually take on that challenge within the organization, not only just from building the platform as well, but actually creating that as a value proposition for our members. So we built not only the technology platform, alongside with that, we created a new department which is handling this, showing services for our members. And so truly, if you look at this, it's a really the entire organization is behind it, and I congratulate HER leadership for their vision, HER team for their hard work, and technology advisory group for guiding us on how to best deliver it to our members.
Wonderful. So I know that since Showing Smart has come out, you've had a lot of feedback from the members as we've discussed, but some of that feedback were suggestions on ways to improve Showing Smart. So what enhancements have been made since Showing Smart's release?
So, as you know, with any software, when rubber meets the road, that's when you really realize, how well the product is working, what are the deficiencies or the technology gaps, and based on that, you come up with different type of enhancements. And of course, it goes through: is it nice to have? Is it a must have? Is it something you know you have to kind of re-engineer and think over about that? Is it so going through that whole cycle of that, you would not believe how many great feedback we have received. And today, that's why it's a member feedback which is shaping the product. And as I've said it in several other sessions as well, that what you see the product today and where it's going to head, it's going to be it's improving every week. We are improving it, and I say that every week because we use this agile method of improving this process. So we are doing that. So one of the big thing was for the buyers to create a tours. So we built the whole tour system. Now you can add your buyer, and once you add your buyer into the system, you can create those tours for them, which is great. We created a feedback reporting mechanism, and just to let you know, that even itself have been evolved over 4 times already, and it's really now where we are giving more insight to our members in figuring out is that how is the showings going on the property, and they can see what's the feedback.
Mm.
Proposed new time was another item, which was that the seller may not be able to, if the requested time was 2 o'clock and the seller is not able to do that, now with a very clear, easy to use button, they can say, okay, propose a new time, and they can choose which times it is, and it will be up to the showing agent to go and select those. We built an amazing, powerful, robust calendar which have this time picker that is it takes many things into effect and one of the factors it is you can say look I'll be done in about 15 minutes or I will be done in 1 hour, so you can set all different timers, you know, um, how you do that, and you can see availability right there, so you don't have to kind of go, well, let me try another time. So all these efficiencies end up bringing making the product more better and saving member time.
And again, going back to you listening to our members, developers can develop a product that they think is wonderful, but once members get in there and start utilizing it and say, it'd be great if we could change the time, or we'd love a different way to see the calendar, or whatever the case is, it's really helpful to get that feedback from our members, so that you can actually implement it and make it something that works for them. Will there be more upgrades coming to ShowingSmart soon?
Absolutely. And so a few of the big upgrades which are coming is regarding the roles that you can set up companies. Now the brokers are showing interest in that. We had a presentation for one of the largest broker in Houston, showed them the product, how it is. And then there will be insightful things that broker can actually get that. So that type of broker reporting, we will build more reports for members uh, in the reporting module of that. We are in a process of adding um, more features related to within the app. How does it integrate with HAR app? So these type of things are
Mhm.
definitely is a process, and as we go on, member feedback will definitely be helpful in shaping it.
Wonderful. Almas had a question. Does the seller get the feedback from other agents?
The seller get the feedback from other agents.
Yes.
Yes,
Does this?
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a feature to where the listing agent can review that feedback prior to it going to the seller. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was again, this was a recent change, which was that how is it routed? Is it, I mean, we have a setting that it goes directly to seller. We believe in transparency. We made it very clear. Uh, so there's a portal for the seller where seller can see all the appointments happen in real time. And, but sometimes agent may need to kind of review the feedback before it goes out to the seller. So we accommodate those. Just remember, our goal is not to change how agents function,
Hmm.
and if they have a certain way they do business and they do manage how their relationship with their client is, we're just going to honor that. So we strongly believe the software should be enabler, but software should not dictate the business rules.
Okay, very good. Jenny asked a question. Jenny is reading my mind here. She said, "Are we going to have an app soon?" So, what is the status of the Showing Smart app?
All right. So the great news that we have completed the client side of the app. We are working on the pro app. I had a just looked at it actually a couple of days ago, and it's looking good. Within, I would say, within a couple of months, or if I would say in the first quarter, we should have an app ready for our members, and that will be for iOS and Android both.
Wonderful. And once that's released, how is it tested? Does it go, is there a beta period where members can be involved, or how does that work?
So we have done beta groups which does that. in mobile testing, it will be anyone will be. We'll open it to anyone who wanted to be in that. We have a restriction on how many we can have from
Mm-hmm.
Apple. Android is a bit much simpler to do that, but definitely those who are interested, they can shoot an email to me, and I'll be glad to add them to the beta list.
Okay, very good. We have another question here from Jennifer. Is there a way for the buyer's agent to see all of the showings scheduled by other agents, like the grid in other programs that shows all of the appointments made and the open time slots?
Can you repeat one more time?
Is there a way for the buyer's agent to see all of the showings scheduled by other agents? So, Taki, I think what she's referring to is something that's dictated by the listing agent. The listing agent can click that button, show all available times.
Oh
Correct?
yeah, 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 absolutely. You have agent have that control. They first of all, by default, just like by default, they can click on time picker and they can see availability. And again,
Mm,
you can infer from that availability that hey, which times are so these are is there
mm-hmm,
a lot of showings happening or not? But agent can turn it off.
mm-hmm.
Agent can say, look, I do not want to reveal the availabilities. I just want request 223. If it's available, they say, hey, congrats, appointment is set, or let's say try another time.
Great. So to answer your question there, Jennifer, yes, that is available, but it is dictated by the listing agent. The listing agent can choose to turn that feature on or off. So excellent. And if you have any other questions for Taki, go ahead and type them in. We have a few more minutes with him, and I have a few more questions for him. But go ahead and type in any questions that you may have for Taki, and we will try to get to as many as we can. So, what are some other upgrades that you're working on outside of ShowingSmart?
So one of the biggest one, which is coming soon on the February 14th, is when we're going to launch a beta version. Is the new HAR.com. All right. So the new HAR.com is something we really started completely from scratch. We said, look, if we want to compete with the top portals, what we need to do, we need to look at the technology stack, how it's developed. We need to look at the quality of, see the millennials who are the next user on our website. We are trying to kind of make sure that they are born and using these technology, their expectation from sites is pretty high. So we wanted to make sure we meet or exceed that. So that's what we have done. It's a great features in that, and you are members and consumers both will be welcome to test it out. And along with that is also we have completely worked on the new mobile app as well. So that mobile app will be great uh, for users to test it as well.
Okay, and this is just a quick preview of what the enhancedhar.com is going to look like. So take a look at your screen. But as Taki said, that will be available for our members to test as well. And how can they get on that testing list?
So that would be much easier for everybody too, because what we will do when it goes live, you will see a bar at the top which will say "Try out the beta version."
Mm,
So that's what's going to happen on the February 14th.
very good. Well, February 14th, Valentine's Day. I'm sure we're all going to love it. All right, excellent. So, what about tools? So that's hr.com, which is a massive tool. But are there any other tools specifically that you're working on for our members?
So each year we try to kind of focus on what is the best thing to do to deliver our members. And so right now there are four programs, which are what we have in our roadmap. And
Mm-hmm.
again, these programs vary in different type of level of services. But the most thing is all of them try to have an integration into HR platform. So number one is offer platform. All right. So offer platform, if I share offer platform is just think about it in right now in MLS, there's not a button to make an offer. So what we are trying to do is come up with a way you click on make an offer, depending on the property type, it brings in all the text data, property characteristic, fill out the form, you fill in just a few things, using the wizard, and by that offer will be ready that can be sent to your buyer. And then we have the completely e-signature integration will be part of that. And again, but it's focused on, we are not replacing other products. What our focus is, how we can streamline just a process of simply making up our offer and then sharing with your buyer, and white, and on the other side that can be signed by the seller to do that. But really, it's broken right now. It's There's no good solution available which is integrated, so we are coming up with that.
Wonderful.
So the next thing is, which everybody is waiting for, and we were working on that last year as well, which was CRM. So CRM is the core of what we believe any system is. So our team is working on building the CRM, and the challenge we have is how do we build it where you have the mobile application for it and the web. So we are using platforms which allow you to develop one time and then make it available on all three platforms: web, mobile, iOS, and Android. Next, what we are building on is email marketing. And as you know, some of the agents are paying in excess of $50 a month for an email marketing service, and but even those marketing service doesn't have integration with the CRM, doesn't have integration. Some have the integration with MLS data, but we are building it, which has integration with MLS and the CRM. So that, to us, I think it's that's what add value to any platform, whether it's a CRM or email marketing, how
Mm-hmm.
well it integrates. And client gateway, which agents are using that for a long time and is a bit outdated. It's a great program. It works great. But we are trying to kind of recreate that, deliver that into a newer and more modern way. So these are some of the exciting programs we are working on this year.
Well, that's great. We're getting a lot of feedback in the comments. Wow, excellent. Nice. Thank you. In fact, we got several wows. And HAR.com commented Taqi's second nickname after Mr. HAR.com is going to become Mr. Wow. You're definitely wowing our members. And again, if you have any other questions for Taqi, go ahead and type them in now. Taqi, you guys are working on a lot. You've shared a lot with us this morning, and obviously our members are excited about the different tools and features that you're working on. Is there anything else that you want our members to know? I know we have some more questions about ShowingSmart that I need to go back to, but is there anything else that you're working on that you want our members to know about?
Really, one of the best thing which will be, where it's, if they use the product, that's the best way we can see how their feedback is very dear to us, very important to us. So use this application, give us your feedback, and be part of that, because our focus is to bring productivity to our members, do a cost savings for our members. So these are the cores of our product launch and product any product design strategy, that how do we bring value to the member in form of productivity or cost saving.
Okay, very good. So going back to some ShowingSmart questions, Almas asked, is there an option for overlapping showings?
Absolutely, you can do that. Absolutely, all those things. Team have received all these great feedback. You
Mm-hmm.
can go and do that. And I forgot to tell you that the biggest advantage is that there's no cost to it. So it's part of your dues. So of course you all have heard about that, but that's something which I think as a team at HAR, the leadership at HAR really felt like that. Look, let's offer that to our members and provide another great service to them.
Yes, definitely. Amy asked, will you have a showing report to print out reports of different showings, or can you do reports by zip code and traffic and price point and things like that?
So just to let you know, nobody have better system than HAR when it comes to reporting, because we are using wide range of data sets to compile that report. And so check it out. You can actually do the price breaks, 1 to 5. different types of price breaks you can do. You can do all these different filters. Like when we showed last time, they said, what can you add that you can do like a sync property types? Can you do different? So we have getting these feedback, and absolutely you can send a feedback at ShowingSmart.com, and we love to hear from you.
Okay. And we've got some feedback and some suggestions in the comments. I'll mention just a couple of them, but of course, Taqi, I'm sure you'll go back and take a look at them later as well. Just a few questions here on analytics. Is there a way for them to get analytics on their listings? Like how many people are looking at your listings, for example?
Sure, this is a very good idea. I mean, we have the data, it's not showing up on there. We have a complete report called listing traffic report, which builds the entire how many times your list photos have been looked at, how many times people have contacted you. So, complete report, which is called listing traffic report. So, definitely one thing we can do is we can integrate listing traffic report with the interface where you are looking at. Um, all your showing details. So we
Mhm.
can do that. But that's a good, very good thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, we also had another question. This might be something that your team can put on the list for later, but maybe it's already going to be integrated into one of the new tools that you mentioned. Will there be a dynamic QR code generator?
Uh, yeah, if again, if it's needed, absolutely. But
Hmm.
um, we don't see it. If there's a business case, yeah, we'll do that. Like any
Very good.
other suggestions, share your feedback. Tell us a little bit about what
Hmm.
your thoughts are in more detail, and we love to hear and get that feedback.
Very good. Wanda said, will the CRM information be private and will the data be shared or sold to others?
Absolutely. That is such an important question. And I just wanted to let you know the reason why we believe, because the data is so critical. Some of these companies, which, if you know in past, which were part of that, were bought by some other brokers. So the data, I don't know their data policy, but we have it very clear that data, this is going to be an agent product. Data belongs to the agent. So, and one of the biggest advantage of HAR providers CRM is that when you change companies, for example, which agents do that,
Hmm.
occasionally, and when you do that, your data carries over with you. It's because it's your product. It is not a product which is a broker offering. So when it's a broker offering, then when you leave a company, then you leave the CRM as well, right? Because that's
Hmm.
not offered. And some of these are exclusive CRMs, meaning you cannot. HAR have made it very clear this is an agent product. Data belongs to agent, and HAR do not sell that data. That I want to clarify that right up. That HAR will not sell the data. We do not sell your contact data. We already have a CRM, just as a FYI, not now, from last 10 years. It's just not robust. It was not designed for mobile.
Hmm.
So we have kind of now changing it, but uh, adding the value in the CRM by integrating the client gateway to that, by integrating the email marketing part to that. So that's where I think the big value comes to CRM. CRM is CRM. But what makes this special is how well it will integrate with the data, with the different other product solutions.
Wonderful. We love when we can make different products work together, and because these are being created by HAR, of course they're going to work together. So that's excellent news. Lisa had a question about ShowingSmart. When you click the link in ShowingSmart that says email agents, does that email go to all the agents that have viewed the home?
Yes, it is right now what it allows you to. For example, you had 20 showings, and now after that, you have a price adjustment and you want to reach out to them. So, you email showing, you get all right now, the way it is, you get everybody's emails who were in that system. And once you get this email, you can send it out. Yeah. So,
Okay.
sure.
Very good. Debbie asked a question about the CRM. Will you be able to input certain dates like birthdays, holidays, closing date?
Absolutely, absolutely. So not only that, it will have a daily agenda which will send you. So we are building the intelligence where it will say, okay, these are the five contacts you should reach out today. Here are the birthday greetings you need to send out. So it actually allows you. So what we wanted to do is take away the part for agent to think about this. They jot down one time, write it down, and forget it, and the system will remind them, do all these things. Um, and just to let you know, that includes some of the automated like anniversary. So somebody bought a house a year ago, so giving them a message reminding agent, hey, today is the anniversary day, of
Hmm.
certain client. The idea is that how agent can connect, and we have looked at many different platforms, and so I think all those basic features like reminders and tasks and all of them will be then in addition to many other integrated solutions.
Excellent news. This is actually a question, an enhancement request or question for the agent websites. Almost said on our personal website, can it be integrated with ManyChat? So it looks like they're looking for some kind of chat feature on the
Yeah.
website.
One of the program I did not mention is right now we have one template. We are building a solution which going to have about 10 to 12 different new templates which will come. And part of those templates we will add where you can actually. So we are building the new website builder. And part of the website builder, it is to have this different templates, but does have a way for you to integrate third party solutions. That includes the chat as well. So that's something in works right now.
Okay. I see a few questions coming through about reporting and their matrix reporting. So that wouldn't necessarily be under Taqi's umbrella here, but if you have requests for matrix, you can definitely make those requests separately. And I'll of course, any comments that are here, I'll pass those along to the team. Very good, Taqi. So a couple just kind of speed round here on a few different questions about the CRM that have come through. Will the CRM include AI?
Yes. So when I was talking about that, uh, you put the data in and then the system will come and do the magic. So that's the idea behind that. How do we use AI
Mm-hmm.
to deliver these information to you so you don't have to think? For example, definitely we are building on the new website we are using the AI there as well. What we are doing using smart filters uh, to how the information is displayed. So many of these new and the greatest tools will be integrated within the platform.
Very good. There was also a question about texting capabilities and automated texting. So I assume all of that will be in there as well.
Yeah, automated testing. So there are just like broadcast email. There is a way to broadcast text messages, and again, there's a lot of regulation again regarding texting and all of that.
Hmm.
But we have built a solution internally for the HR team and government affairs departments during the election processes. They use that platform. Communication department use that platform as well.
Hmm.
Uh, Definitely, we can look into that down the road as well. How can we offer similar type of capability? But the texting you can do uh, texting within um, to individual clients. The
Hmm.
system will do the texting and support that, so you don't have to use your phone for that.
Hmm.
Uh, but when it's come to group texting, so we want to message out to 50 people, that's a different ball game. That's a
Okay.
different solution. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Donna also had a question. Is the CRM going to be required for members to use?
No, it's none of the HR tools are required. Even though some of the greatest tools we have now, including ShowingSmart, is not required. But if you want to spend the money on some other thing, you can, no problem. HR is very open to uh, your choice of platform you want to use. So
Yeah, very good. Strongly recommended, but definitely not required. Very good. Well, Taki, again, thank you so much for your time this morning. Is there anything else you want to share with our members today?
I just want everybody a very prosperous new year and wish everybody this to best health, and I look forward to working with everyone.
Oh, very good. Oh, I'm so sorry, Donna. So I missed part of her question. She said, will it be available to commercial members as well, the CRM?
It's available to any agent, but just to let you know, when it comes to integration with all the different tools and all that, it is focused on residential,
Hmm.
the way we are designing that. Because residential is in itself is a massive, but CRM, the biggest power of the CRM is that it should integrate with other tools within the platform, and that's what our main focus is.
And
So it's not exactly for commercial, but commercial agents can use that. Yeah.
okay, and the CRM tool, are there going to be broker features within that, or and broker reporting, and can they use that at the broker level?
So now, just to let you know, when it comes to broker, the brokers have their own mailing list,
Hmm.
and some of the brokers have asked us that, hey, can we make a, a mailing list available within the agent's platforms? For example, one agent can actually say, hey, let me mail it to the mailing list provided to me by my broker. Okay, so we will have that type of integration, but initial MVP of the product doesn't have that, but it will, down the road, it can have that feature as well. Yeah.
Okay, and two questions I'm sure you were planning to get asked about the CRM. Will there be an additional fee? And when is it expected to be released?
So fee, it's I don't know at this point, and
Hmm.
again, it depends. And there's many factors which goes in there. Our goal would be to increase the adoption, make users see a value in that, whether it is part of our platinum platform, whether it is offered as individual. That's something to be decided.
Hmm.
But definitely, if somebody want to test the platform and be part of that, again, send an email. We can add you and do that. You know,
Okay. And do you know a expected release date?
expected release date at this time, I would not give a date because, but just to let you know, we have uh, the front end, we have done with the design, we have finished, so many work have been done.
Hmm.
So right now we are forming the team. We have team members who are using this new technology, so there is a learning curve for the team.
Hmm.
uh, but we have, it's one of the top priorities for us.
Very good. Well, it sounds like you have your work cut out for you in 2022, and I'm sure our members will love the products that you put out. And of course, February 14th, be sure to check out the new HR.com. They should see the beta logo at the top of the screen and click on that, test it out, let Taqi and his team know what you think of it. Well, again, Taqi, thank you for your time. This has been wonderful. Our members said, I always look forward to time with Taqi, so they appreciate your time this morning as well.
So much for listening. I appreciate it.
All right, well, that is it for this Member Focus Monday. We will see you back next Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great week, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.